All right, so far the testing that we've set up has been, through the interface, and we've been using pre-existing or pre-written methods, and we've been testing those. But some of the real power of this approach of the unit testing is actually building the tests before you have written the methods, or before you've written the complete methods. Okay, so let's talk about how you can write tests. You can edit the student tests or your test class and write your own tests. So let's go here, and I'm going to just, so we have this at test, and then let's say public void test. Let's say we want to have a method that calculates the financial aid for a particular student. Okay, then we can what we can do is we'll say student 1. I'm just going to set up a default student, but we might probably, if we were going to do this, we would, in a development system, we would have like a whole bunch of like maybe some financial, some income information on the student, and some maybe if there was a merit-based part to the financial aid, we'd have something in there, or whatever other factors you're going to factor into the financial aid stuff. And then I'm just going to say equals 1,000 for whatever time period that's going to be. Get financial aid. Okay, so this means that now what this means is it means I have to write a method called get financial aid in student here, right? So let's go in and open the editor on this guy, and I'm going to create a, now I'm already figured out that I want this to return a number, right? Could be a double, but it also could be an integer. I'm going to make it an int. So I'm going to have to return an int. I have a method called get financial aid that's going to return an int, and in this test case, it's going to return 1,000. So let's write get financial aid. So I'm going to say public int get financial aid, and what I'm doing is I'm creating what we call a stub. I'm just going to by default say return 1,000 because I know that's what I want to pass my test. Okay, and oh, there's a nice little feature in here too called add method comment. You can stick your comment on here. So return, let's say, the amount of financial aid for one semester, say. Okay, so so let's close, let's compile that. That works. Now this is not what we're going to end up with, right? We're going to have some kind of a formula in here based on information about the student. But what we're doing now, what we're created now, is called a stub. This is like a placeholder to basically say my goal is to be able to run this test. See, and now we have, here's our database test that we set up before, and our financial aid test passes. Okay, but now if once I go in and start writing this and actually writing it and saying, you know, let's say, what if I make it, what values do we have? We have year of birth, right? Let's say if I end up making it, this is a really dumb one, but let's say year of birth plus 1,000. Oh, that's a private. That's a private access field that's in here, right? So what that means is I need to use get year of birth because that's public. Okay, so I'm going to say copy, close. Get year of birth. Okay, so now let's try running the tests. And it passes, okay? So if I had messed up the formula somehow, if I'd have done like times 1,000 instead, and my default year of birth is 0, when I ran the test, it would have said, oh, no, you have to fix that. We expected 1,000, but it was 0. So now I just go in and fix it. Okay, so this is really the beauty part of this test stuff. If you write the test even before, and again, this is part of the extreme programming methodology. So if you want to look at this website here, there's a lot of really good stuff in here about how to write your programs and keep things working as you go. But yeah, so I would recommend, you know, and I would recommend revisiting as you go through the course, revisiting the this tool here, these little videos, and the Extreme Programming site and the JUnit site. Just go back and look over and think, okay, how can I set myself up so that I have some good tests so I can make sure that things are working as I go and make sure I don't break anything as I add features. Let's see. So let me just see if there's anything else I forgot here. So if we look through at, and of course, yeah, this document here, like I said, this covers everything that I've talked about in here. It gives you a whole bunch of details. So just oh, and you can create unattached unit tests using the test classes. So that's another thing you can read about in here. But anyway, I highly recommend this is something that you check out right now. Try to think about ways that you can use it in the projects that you're doing, and go back to it over time.